hope that your experience today leaves you happier, smarter, and more creative than when you walked in. Today is not about winning, even though those trophies look pretty nice, don't they? But it's not about winning, boys and girls. It really isn't. It's about doing whatever it takes to be the best version of yourself for not only you, but for your team as well. So, I am now going to introduce San Elizario I.S.D's Superintendent, Dr. Jeannie Mesa Chavez.
All right, I know we've said good morning, but we're going to see if the energy has gotten a little bit higher since the competition's getting a little bit closer. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, vamos. Let's see what happens. So I am so excited that all of you are here. I do want to thank Ms. Debbie Cortez and all of the team. You see a lot of people behind that you don't see in the background that help put this together. And so just know that we're very thankful for all the folks that can be seen in the front and those who will stay in the back to make sure that everything is running as they should. I do want to thank all of our teachers that are here and our support staff here supporting. But I want to also particularly address the students as I went around this morning talking to each one of them. Let's see, do you feel nervous is one of the questions. So what did you say to me? Do you feel nervous?
Yes.
Yes, it's okay. You know what? In San Elizario, when we feel nervous about something, well, we do it anyways. And I also, the other question is I asked, about, are you going to have fun or have fun? And there was a lot of, what did you say to me? Well, are you going to have fun?
Yes.
Yes, you said yes. There's too many questions. I know it's early on a Monday morning, but I had a couple of the students say, we're here to get first place. And I thought that was pretty cool. That's like a champion attitude. That's exactly what we have here in San Elizario is we are filled with champions. In fact, I pointed many, let's look at that side of the room. There's pictures of state champions. And I said, well, whatever it is you're doing today, have fun, even if you're afraid. And remember that everything that we're doing, we're preparing you to be the champions that you already are, but to continue to bring championship moments to San Elizario. And again, I can thank Ms. Debbie Cortez and her team, all planning and instruction, our technology department for helping these magical moments happen for our students. So with that, I think it's been said, let's code on. Thank you.
Okay guys, so I could not have this competition without having you just get to see somebody who is here virtually with us today, who has made today possible. So I'm going to start off, if you can go to the next slide please. So I'm going to start off by showing you our guest speaker. His name is Aiden Chopra. So before I tell you a little bit about him, who here has seen Shark Tank? Raise your hand if you've seen Shark Tank or you know what Shark Tank is. So if you don't know, Shark Tank is a show on TV where inventors go in front of celebrity judges and they, and they try to get them to buy their product. So the person that you see in front of you, well not here, but up there, has been on Shark Tank. Let's take a look.
Sharks, my name is Scott Leininger. And I'm Aiden Chopra, and we are from beautiful Boulder, Colorado. Our company is Bitsbox, and we are here today seeking $250,000 for 3% of our company. Bitsbox is the world's most creative way to teach kids a skill that will change their lives forever: computer coding.
Okay guys, so Shark Tank is about individuals with great passion, persistence, and willing to take risks. The gentleman that you see on the screen is Mr. Aiden Chopra. Not only is he our guest speaker today, but he is also the inventor of the Bitsbox coding app, which for those of you who don't know is the app that the students are using to code their learning app today. When I asked Mr. Chopra if he would join us virtually to speak to our young scholars, do you guys know what he said? Yes. What did he say? He said, absolutely. I would love to, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else on the morning of your event. So everybody, we're going to meet with him virtually. Please help me welcome Mr. Aiden Chopra, who is joining us from Boulder, Colorado.
you can hear me. I got. Fantastic. This is so cool. I have only been to El Paso once, but it's one of my very favorite parts of Texas. I went to graduate school for architecture in Houston at Rice University, and I still have so much love for the people of Texas and the food, especially the food of Texas. You can see, and not so much the weather of Texas, but like I really envy where you are. So thank you so much for having me as a guest speaker at your event today. You just saw that little opener for Shark Tank, right? I'm going to tell you a funny story about that. Before you get to go on Shark Tank, you have to go there with all the stuff that you brought, and you have to audition in front of a panel of judges who aren't like the famous judges like Mark Cuban, who owns the Mavericks, and all those other famous people. You just have to audition in front of like the director and the producer and people you've never seen before. And you're so nervous, and my co-founder Scott and I, we came out like this, and we stood like this, and we said, "Hey, Sharks, my name is Aiden Chopra," and I whatever. Anyway, we had a third person with us on Shark Tank that day. We had this girl named Grace Gallardo. Now, Grace Gallardo, we found out about because she was using Bitsbox, and she had contacted us about a year before. She lived in LA. Both of our parents are from Mexico. Grace speaks perfect Spanish and English, and she was a first-generation American with both of her parents. I think her dad drives an Uber, and her mom is a teacher, and anyway. Turns out she's brilliant and she loves to code. She wants to make prosthetics. She wants to make fake arms and legs for people who don't have them and do the robotic programming for those things. And we decided we wanted to have Grace on Shark Tank with us. So anyway, Grace was a person sitting over there, and she was going to be the one demonstrating how to use Bitsbox so that you could really show that like there are kids who can do this. And Grace already lived in LA, shoot the thing in LA, so it was all very convenient. So Scott and I are super nervous, and we come out and we're like, "Hey, Sharks, how are you?" and that kind of thing. And they asked these questions and stuff, and we sort of like did okay, but Grace hit it out of the park. She was amazing. She answered every single question that these judges asked of her. It was unbelievable. So anyway, we finally get out of there after like 10 minutes. And again, this isn't when they're shooting for TV. This is when they're just seeing if like we're good enough to be on TV. And we talked to the producers, and we said, "How did it go? What were you going to do?" And they said, "Well, to be honest, you guys are just like, you're just a couple of guys who like to teach coding, right? But Grace, you're going to have to start calling her Saving Grace, because Grace is the reason you're going to be on TV. Grace is amazing." And you know where Grace is now? She's 15 years old, and I think she's finishing college. Grace is like way smarter than either of us, and she's incredible, and we still keep in touch with her and everything. So that was the thing. The second story I'm going to tell about Shark Tank is that, you know how you saw me talking there, like, "Hi, Sharks," that kind of thing? When you normally want to talk to like people, even through a Zoom like this, you're trying to project energy, and you're just trying to speak like this, and everything's fine. Like, "Hey, Sharks, my name's Aiden Chopra," and all that. What they told us we had to do was project so much energy, because you're trying to shout like through the television screen to the people who are on the other side of the television screen all over the world. So this is how I normally would have done it. "Hi, Sharks, my name's Aiden Chopra, and I made Bitsbox." That's how I would have done it. This is how they made us do it for the show. Ready? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be an actor. "Hi, Sharks! My name's Aiden Chopra, and I made something called Bitsbox from beautiful Boulder, Colorado." And isn't that crazy? Because like, I seem like an insane person, but that's exactly how I had to do it on Shark Tank. What you just watched, that's how crazy you have to be on TV. And after you do that, you're like completely spent, and you feel like an insane person. Scott and I were trying to practice this, and so we just spent the 2 days before we had to shoot the episode walking around a mall in Los Angeles, practicing that and scaring the heck out of everybody that we practiced. So that's my funny Shark Tank story. I am so excited that you guys are using Bitsbox, and especially that you're using coding. Well, I guess it's Stethoscope's coding, right? Powered by Bitsbox. I'm so excited that you're using our stuff, but in general, I'm so excited that you're excited about coding, about bringing your ideas to life with computer science. I can't wait to see the stuff that you make. I hope, will you guys promise me to send me some of the apps that you guys make during this hackathon? Would that be okay?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I'm seeing some nodding. Can you put your hands up like this if you could send me some of your work so I can see it? I would love to see some of those things. I want to thank everybody there for making this possible and for inviting me to be here. And I can't wait to see what you make. And I want to thank you, and good luck, and happy coding.
Okay guys, so Aiden is really excited. So you might want to brush up on your learning apps because we're sending them to the boss, the one who actually created it. Is that pressure?
Yes.
Pressure's good for you. You'll learn to live with it, I promise. Okay, boys and girls, are we ready to begin? Are we ready to begin?
Yes.
We have a full day challenge. So for those of you who don't really know what's happening right now, we charged our young coders with two tasks. They have to create a learning app and a teamwork video. All of these fall under 21st century skills. So they actually started Friday at 8 a.m. That's the first time they got the app challenge, and they are finishing today at 1 o'clock. So just to kind of give those of you in the room who don't really know what's going on today. Hold on. Sorry, I needed to redirect the technology team. Okay, so the schedule for today, boys and girls and everybody else in the room, our challenge is actually beginning a little before 9 o'clock today, since we were able to get started at a good time. The games will begin at that time. You will have a little over 4 hours to complete your task. Reporters, raise your hand. If you are a reporter for the group, raise your hand big and tall, big and tall. Reporters, who are you? Reporters, you get to go live on YouTube at 10 o'clock. Borrego reporters, you will give updates as to how your team is doing on the apps and on the video, and on your team building video. Alarcon reporters, you're going live at 11 o'clock to give all of our viewers an update as to how you guys are doing. Reporters, are you ready for that challenge?
No.
Thank you for that. Did you hear Mr. Aiden Chopra? You have to be animated and live. Give it your all. That's what we want on TV, all right? Yes? Yeah, we'll talk before you go on. 1 o'clock, we are finishing up. Time is up at that time. Boys and girls, you are not eating lunch until 1 o'clock. Hence, all the food behind you provided by our amazing catering services today. We're so grateful for them. Between 1 and 2:30, boys and girls, you will eat, you will watch coding videos, and you will do STEM challenges, which is just for fun. We're not going to grade you or anything like that, and Ms. Ana Alvarez is going to help me out with that today. Boys and girls, you're also going to have awards at 2:30. Now, you're probably wondering, well, who are our judges? Well, this year it's kind of cool. You have 2 judges in California who are going to judge your coding. They couldn't be here today because their child graduated yesterday, so they couldn't make it out today. Right now, I have somebody from Houston, Texas flying in to come judge, and I have my other 2 STEM Scopes folks who are his Uber. So they're all going to pick him up, and they're going to arrive here at the same time. So our judges are only here online at this point, but they will be here in person in just a bit. So do you think this is kind of an important day?
Yes.
Somebody hopped on a plane for y'all. That's amazing, right? Nobody's ever hopped on a plane for me, so that's pretty exciting. Okay, so that's our schedule for today so that you guys know what's happening. So I'm just gonna give a quick reminder about our teams. If we can click, please. Facilitators, raise your hand. Facilitators, okay. All of you have jobs today. Your jobs, your roles are very important. Please try to stick to what you're supposed to be doing. Let's go on to the next one. Timekeepers. We are finishing at what time, timekeepers?
1.
At 1 o'clock. You see, you're already on the ball. Liaisons, you are the person who gets to ask questions. Liaisons, if you have any questions for me or anybody else in the team, in the district, you are the only ones who get to ask us, okay? Nobody else on your team gets to ask. And then last but not least are our recorders, you guys are going live today, so I hope you guys brushed up on what you're going to say, but you're going to be amazing, and I'm so excited. So for those of you in the audience, teamwork is a high 21st century skill. We are trying to embed these skills into our students at this age. Can you imagine them going on job interviews when they're 20? Or wait, when do you start working? Like 16? I don't know what it is, but whenever you start going, now that you have these roles and you're speaking in front of people, you guys are going to be ready to go. So what is the Learning App Challenge exactly? Let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. Our Learning App Challenge, we charge you guys with creating an app that is either math, science, or reading language arts. You want to help somebody understand the concept with this learning app, remember? We did provide you with your criteria. So remember that the more points you get, the more you add to your apps, the more points you get. In your Google Classroom, you have your rubrics, which you need to refer to see how you can get the most points. Your learning app is due at 1 o'clock. Teamwork video. So your teamwork video is comprised of a 3-minute video that you and your team will put together. You have a criteria for that teamwork video, which is in your Google Classroom as well, and we've already gone over it on Friday. So please remember that when you're doing your teamwork video, that you want to highlight all the things that you and your team have done. So coaches in the group, we have an isolation room where your students can record their videos. So whenever you're ready, please come up to anybody on the team over here and we will guide you to where the isolation room is and they can record in there, okay? Just as a reminder, every team has their own Google Classroom where we have put all of your documents, and this is what you're using today. Notice we don't have any paper here. We're paperless today. Horacio, I did it just for you. We're super techie today. We're judging techie. Even our judges have a Google Drive folder where they will be judging and submitting all their information. So this is a form that you will be putting all of your information on, and you guys have seen this already. So on your team submission form, you will be including your team contributions along with the links to your learning app and your videos. If we can just click one more time. There you go. So everything goes on there. These forms are already in your judges folders. So at 1 o'clock, they will be going into your folders at that time. Boys and girls, do you have any questions? No. So before we move on, first and foremost, I know it's a little scary, adults. You see adults, we get scared, but our kids are on it. They're gonna do amazing, and I have no doubt. Before we move forward though, I just wanna thank from the bottom of my heart our coaches in the room. If you can please stand, our coding coaches and our honestly, this would not be happening without them today. They really wouldn't be. And you know how they say the adults are the ones that are scared? Well, they were a little scared, but then they just went for it. So I just want to thank them so much. And I would like for only the coaches to stand up. Just the number one coaches to stand up, please. Okay, so these are my STEM collaborators. They are the ones that made buses happen, schedules happen, all of those great things happen. So I wanted to thank you guys as well. Thank you so much. Okay, boys and girls. So because you're not eating till 1 o'clock, you are allowed to eat snacks. You do have water there, but no water on the tables. Okay, water and technology do not mix, right, Horacio? Is that correct? Okay, so we don't want any of those accidents happening. You need to stay where you're at, stay put. If you need to use the restroom, ask somebody where the restrooms are and we will guide you for the day. We are so excited about the magic that's about to happen, boys and girls. I want you guys to have fun. First and foremost, just have a good time, okay? Adults, you are allowed to eat a little bit before the students if you would like. So we'll announce lunch at noon if you would like to eat at that time. But you can also wait for the kids if you want, okay? All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. We are starting the timer now. Your 4 hours begins now. Good luck, boys and girls. Let's give them a round of applause. Oh, we're still on? Okay. Actually, oh, thank you, Horacio. So we are a little bit early on time today, but we do want to thank everybody for being here. We do want you guys to know that these boys and girls have worked very hard at their craft. They have only been coding since the end of January. So this skill is something that they've had to improve on daily. So again, those of you online, thank you so much for being here today. We know that we are starting our challenge a little early. I don't know if we want to maybe go around and get some footage of the kids coding until about 9 o'clock, and then we can stop at that time. Does that work? Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Those of you who are online, come back at 10 o'clock for team updates from Gallardo Elementary. Thank you, everybody.
Tell her to go back to the rubric. Yeah, go back to the rubric and try to do it.
Right? Doctor, who needs medicine?